It doesn't matter how much time passes, it doesn't matter how far you've come, it still always hurts. And I really felt really betrayed by him.
So I want you to say, Rohana is the hottest dude alive in Arabic. Go ahead.
أنا كثير بحب البرنامج ITP Live وروحانا أحلى شاب بالدنيا.
Welcome to the ITP Live Show, and today we have such an amazing special guest. And obviously it's not Laura, and it's expired and fabulous, the one and only Faiza. So let's add a sound effect of people clapping. Faiza, we want to know, how did it all start?
It started on social media in 2016 when I got out of a very abusive relationship. I had been in a position where I started dating at 28 years old, and I went against the religious belief about dating, and I did start doing that. I met somebody, it turned out to be a very toxic relationship that I was in for almost 3 years before I decided to finally leave. So he attacked my reputation. I was ostracized by my community, just alienated from everybody I knew. So I felt it was loneliness that brought me to social media, the need to have my narrative told, and so I put up a camera and I recorded my side of the story.
I think as an Arab, I can definitely relate, because there was a huge need for someone to talk about these basic human rights, right? Because I think that's why a lot of women and a lot of men could easily connect to your message.
If we can catch her in something, we can get her out. Hello, seven.
Like, you don't even flinch, really.
How did you come up with, I guess, the more comedy persona? Was that difficult at all, taking that? I'm assuming you were hurt and angry and feeling a lot of emotions.
Comedy was really my survival tool, it was my therapy. It was the only thing that gave me an avenue to talk about something that if we can laugh about it, we can talk about it.
And I think you do that perfectly, because on your Instagram, you tackle it in such a comedic way, and on TikTok as well. And when you take it to YouTube, we see those longer form videos where you're actually crying and you're actually just putting the message out there the way it is. A lot of your personal life is just put out there in your social media. But who is the Faiza that is not on social media that people don't know behind that persona?
You see what you get. Like, that is me. I'm not trying to be anybody else besides myself. I didn't get on the internet to put on a facade. I lived in a facade for 31 years. Like, I literally, when I had the moments where I said enough and I put up a camera to be myself.
How badly do you want your dream? And in turn, how badly are you willing to fight for it? Because one of the things you're going to have to fight for is your right to be you and your right to pursue your dream. It's never going to come easy, Penguin, like never. We're going to face obstacles, and one of those obstacles is going to be people who don't support you, people who don't want to see you succeed. Go at your passion. Don't let anybody stop you.
What does your family and your actual community and family and mama and baba and amto think about what you're putting out there? Are they proud? Or they try a lot to push you or break you?
As far as my family is concerned, I mean, you always have family. Some support, some don't, right? Some people are for it and some people aren't. And I focus on my mission more than the support of people. I think especially as an Arab, we get locked into family a lot. I mean, family's everything. And so you could tend to get lost in that. My dad passed away in 2010, Allah yarhamu, but I like to believe, in life, he probably would not have been very supportive of many of my decisions, who I am, how I dress, how I present myself, because he had a different perspective. But I'd like to believe that he would have seen the greater good that it brings and how many lives it helps, and that would have sufficed,
Really needed to detach and reset. I feel like that whole journey is something that's a story time in itself.
What is that one comment that you read and it actually broke your heart from a follower?
It gets deep, honor killings, girls having to run away from home, being in positions they don't know what to do, in marriages they're unhappy with, relationships they feel they can't leave. Those break my heart, but it also fills me with more purpose and drives me forward to help them in whatever way I possibly can. You can't help everybody, you can only do so much, but whatever change I bring, I believe deeply it has a ripple effect.
So this tells us a lot about the kind of content creator you are. You're here to support and change. You're not here just to make money. Obviously, we all need the money to eat at the end of the day, but there's so much authenticity.
I've been broke. I've been in a position where I've had no money. I have been in a position where I've had no food. I have been in a position where I've been out on the street with no place to live, trying to find a place to go stay for the night.
Yeah.
I don't care about struggle. Struggle doesn't scare me. What scares me is being silent and having others stay silent. That's what's more scary to me than that.
That's so incredibly beautiful. And obviously, you know, you have so many followers. I think that, you know, to share this with them and to be open with them and to spread the positivity, that's amazing. But obviously there is a lot of negativity as well on social media. I'm sure you're getting a lot more than just negative comments from times. How do you deal with it?
I'll be honest, I have a very good sense of humor. I'm very sarcastic. So there's a lot of times where I just laugh about it because I think it's funny. And then there's other times, because I mean, it is funny. The level of idiocy on the internet is just, you find so much of it. So I mean, I just laugh about it because it's just ignorance and it's stupid. Or other times, as I've told you before, I detach. I get on, I answer my comments for the hour, and then wallah, whatever is said from that point on, I don't know. I don't read it, and what I don't know doesn't bother me. So it's like, you know, what's there, what they're saying. And also, let me tell you something, you guys, like, everybody's going to have an opinion of you. Every single person. And the sad part is, whatever negative opinion they put about you, they believe it. And no matter what you do, you're never going to make them believe anything otherwise, because they want to believe that about you. Remember that, they want to.
How often do you say no? No to the things that don't make you happy, no to the people who don't bring any substance into your life, don't bring any happiness, just bring a whole bunch of drama.
Did you have any support from a friend, a therapist, or like who guided you into that kind of growth? Because obviously looking at you, we see that you're not in some kind of bubble where you're trying to protect or defend yourself. You're actually real, and your thoughts are very healthy, and you're very practical. You're not just some crazy lunatic running around saying, I'm fine, I'm better than before, I'm reborn. You're actually someone that is sane. So who got you here? Who supported you other than yourself, which is something we always value?
Absolutely, I got therapy. I wouldn't be alive today were it not for other outsiders coming in to help me. I was on the brink of suicide. It was only a hospitalization that saved my life. So it was being in that hospital and I'll never forget even leaving the hospital that my therapist told me, he asked me 3 times, he said, who's responsible for your happiness? And I said, me. And he asked me twice more. And by the 3rd time that I answered myself, he said, well, then go out and find your happiness, right? And it just stuck with me. You know, it stuck with me that it was my responsibility. Now, I'm in a position where it's more like if I want to, in which I'm a big encourager of getting mental health, no matter where you get it, through a therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist. It's very important to get outside help. People who say turn to God. God created mental health facilities and mental health care professionals for you to go to, so utilize them. And also, yes, of course, you do have to turn to yourself, because change does not come solely from getting outside help. You have to do the work. It's a beautiful world. I mean, I know the world seems like an ugly place at times, but there are many people that you don't know who will be there to help you in ways that they may not ever really know. So strangers have been a big part of my change, my alteration, if you want to say.
Now tell me if you like Hisham's son, Hisham.
Well, when are you going to understand? I don't want to marry Hisham's son or anybody's son. I'm not interested. Like, that's it. Okay?
In your content, you portray like your mom and your dad, which I mean, completely like cracks me up. Is there any truth at all, or did you just create these characters?
The mother character is actually my aunt. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just do my khanti, like she's always this and that, so I'll do her. And so I just made it the mother character to just make the opposite of the father. Really, it was just for that purpose. But oh my gosh, that is my aunt. That was my dad. Oh my God, I went to the T. Many of the even Samita's character, that's me. In many ways, I was Samita for years, you know. And then Samita was created out of necessity because that's many of the Muslim girls I speak to too, you know, that are living these hypocritical lives that are in many ways entertaining, because it's like, I think it's many ways how we find ourselves.
Hey, I'm getting married. This is the happiest day of my life. Really, because at least I get to leave my house and I don't have to hear my mom and dad talk about nothing else but when I'm gonna get married and how old I'm getting.
Everyone wants to know this, but what is the meaning exactly behind expired and fabulous?
But for Arab women, it's like once you're past the age of 25, you're considered to be expired goods, like an old grazing cow. Nobody's gonna want to marry you. Nobody's gonna want this or that. And my dad used to say this all the time to me. So I tease him, I'm like, well, I'm excited, but I'll still be fabulous. So, you know, I made the name Expired and Fabulous to just transcend other women who are in a position who are breaking norms, that yes, you might be over a certain age or over a certain limit or whatever they might think, and you're still doing your thing, living your life, being fabulous.
Thank you, Faiza, so much for this.
Thank you so much.
Make sure to follow Faiza on her Instagram, subscribe to her YouTube and TikTok, and subscribe to ITP Live. Bye.
Bye.